And we are live. Say hey, everybody. Hi.
Hey,
you.
greetings and salutations, everybody.
There we go. It is the Planet Podcast. We are back after a hiatus. Some shit going on, and we had to take a break.
Yeah,
We're back
to
to
say
our
the
regularly
least.
scheduled programming, and we are ready to talk to everybody. There's a lot going on. I am the host of the Planet Podcast. This is Black Mamba 81, Tiffany. I am a admin in Planet Extraordinary Journey, Corey's Palace, My Journey. There's all kinds of stuff going on that I'm a part of, and I will be your host of the podcast today. So let's give it up and introduce my usual suspects. So Jerry, Cassie, I gotta stop using your government, man.
Gary, it's all good.
Stop using your government. I swear.
You're right. It happens. It's all good.
I don't know when that day gonna come, but
That's all right.
so go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Cassio with Cassio Logic. I'm happy to be here today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have an all DC'd out podcast today. You guys can, you guys can catch me on Cassio Logic, my YouTube channel. And yeah, I guess that's it.
All right.
All right. What's up, everybody? Follow Marvel here, and as you can see, don't let the name fool you. I do rock DC as well when they do their shit right. But hello, everybody. So hope everybody's doing good. I'm also a mod in the group. So I think it's been about like a year or so now. I think.
Aww. You're still kind of new.
I think like I'm still like the baby of the bunch. So, but yeah, I've still been around for a while. But I bounce around doing like a lot of different stuff. Try to get my gaming and stuff done, helping my boys over at Culture Junkies and Good Guy Games and stuff, you know. So I float around, do a lot of different stuff, and I interact with as much people as possible. So here we go. Here we are we got another podcast, and hey, it's DC. It's DC today.
DC?
Hey everyone, I'm Toku Terry, once again, your favorite black tokusatsu reviewer. But today I'm not here to talk about Toku. I'm here to talk about DC Comics, home of my boy Superman.
Hey, Wonder Woman. I don't have my Wonder Woman. Okay, listen, everybody watching, we got some nerd shirts going on. I got my Stranger Things happening. I see Blockbuster. What you got going on? Turtles.
You see my baby right there?
You pointed at your background. There we go.
You see my lady right there?
You got anything?
Nice,
you got anything?
What is this?
Any?
I hate like see my Marvel wall is like over here, so I can't even show y'all.
But you got a Blockbuster shirt on, so I take that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't wear my Wonder Woman shirt. Wear my Wonder Woman. So I do have Wonder Woman. I just ain't got it on right now.
My Superboy shirt's in the wash.
There you go. So that we'll be ready maybe next time. That's fine.
Right.
As we talked about, it is a DC podcast today. All DC, all podcasts long. We're all going to be chiming in. There's a lot happening in the world of DC Comics, and we do have a lot to cover today. So with that, we're going to start with the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and get that out the way so we can stick to the positive shit. So with that, our first subject up is Ray Fisher. And
yes. For those that are not familiar, the actor Ray Fisher, you know him as Victor Stone, aka Cyborg in the Justice League film, has been making quite the bit of waves and rocking the boat quite a bit, so to speak, by calling out Joss Whedon. But doesn't end there. Apparently, he is saying that Jeff Johns has been threatening his career as of late, continuing to make certain claims that Jeff Johns enabled Joss Whedon and all this other stuff. And it's getting rather ugly, to say the least, but there's just some things that are kind of murky when it comes to this whole situation. Some of you may be familiar with the platform Jody's Corner, and there's been some mess going on with that about a something they misheard him say about Ray Fisher, which whatever. That's just a whole mess. And the thing is that with all this stuff that he's been saying, he's also claimed that there was supposed to be an NDA in place, but he's been doing a lot of talking for somebody that's supposed to be under an NDA. So, personally, it's getting. I've said this before, but it's getting to sound a bit Juicy Smouye-ish. Like right now, like I feel like
y'all call him that. Y'all call him that. I know that's the joke. I know Dave Chappelle made it famous. So I'm
still, but I don't know. Like it really just seems like AT&T is protecting him with this situation because.
Well, wait. So what is? I don't understand what the allegations are. Is he trying to say it's some racial stuff? Like
he's not being specific. He's just saying that it was supposed to be like bad behavior, this, that, and the third. He's not being specific at all.
He getting his breakfast after everybody else gets served. Like what is that?
I don't know. And the thing is that if I recall correctly, I know Jeff Johns, if I remember correctly, is working on another project with Jason Momoa. Might be outside of DC, or I'm not sure, but I know they're supposed to be like doing something or whatever. But just even with all this being said, no one else has been backing him up, like as far as castmates. Like no one else has have chimed in at all about this. So I don't know just what the end game is here for him. I don't know if it's just like he's trying to find some way to just keep it going because he ain't been finding work or went back to theater or whatever. I don't know. But it's just like, I don't know. Like everybody else has kind of been doing stuff while you seem to be riding the coattails of Justice League right now. So I don't know. Like,
and you can't really ride the coattails because it was not received well. So
I mean, but because the whole Zack Snyder thing like popped off, like now he has another reason to just like, it was like, oh, Snyder cut, blah, blah, and he's pushing that, and I don't know. Like, just I mean, it's crazy because it's like he was like one of the things I liked about the movie.
Oh,
but it's just like with him kind of like acting like this, it's just like I don't know, like it's coming off weird, man. Like it just I don't know.
Well, see, when you don't have details, again, like we talked about when we talked about it before, when you don't have details, it's hard to discuss something when you don't really know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? I would assume it whatever it is he's talking about has to be some racist undertones, because if it was anything sexual, well, if it was any kind of sexual harassment, I feel like that's something that he would have talked about, and maybe somebody could have backed him up.
Well, yeah, because from what I understand, with like a NDA, like from what I understand, like NDA doesn't protect abuse.
No,
so
I don't think so. Unless it's written in there or something like that.
I don't know. All I know is just that it's just a little weird, and he's just not being specific. He just keeps saying gross, unprofessional, unacceptable, this, that. It's like, how though? Like, what did he do? Like, I don't know. It's just the fact that he's not saying anything. He's saying a lot, but not saying anything is kind of the problem.
I remember him saying something about Joss Whedon being, I guess, really abusive on set. You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought that was like I don't even know like the actual specifics myself, but I remember there was something. I think Joss said that he got upset because they asked him to say "booyah" as Cyborg. Like he got upset about that.
I don't know why I laughed. I'm sorry. I like booyah. I'm just saying. That's my shit.
I know that was part
of it. Didn't he say that in the movie? Right?
Yeah, Is that, well,
he did. Apparently, that was a rewrite from when Joss got on or whatever, and I guess that he didn't want to do it, and I guess he felt like he was pressured into doing it or whatever. I don't know. It honestly all feels like very petty reasoning, to be honest.
Agree. And the thing, agreed. And it's like the small amount that I've worked like in films. It's like it's okay for actors to give suggestions or whatever, but unless something is morally, you know what I'm saying, like invasive, or unless something is completely and totally like unacceptable, then actors don't really, complain about what their characters say and what they don't say or whatever. I
Right.
mean, to the point of calling somebody out on social media, so
Right.
I don't know. It seems like you're saying it's a little bit. I don't know, like it's a little bit over the top in a way, and I don't know. But sad thing is that I actually wanted to see more of Cyborg's character in the film. I was kind of upset I didn't get to see a lot of of Cyborg, but I don't know. Yeah.
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 Well, apparently we'll get
I'm
more
one
of
of
that
those
next
where
year.
I feel like he didn't need to be in Justice League. Like I'm one of those where I understand why he was in. I think he was in to pull in a lot of younger viewers because let's keep it honest, he's the most popular character in Teen Titans besides Dick. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Who actually should be Nightwing. That's a whole other thing we talked about before. I'm not okay, but me myself personally, Justice League, I still feel like it was not done right because it didn't have the Manhunter in it. I needed Martian the Manhunter in it. So I was probably one of those who didn't care that he was in Justice League. I didn't feel like he fit because he did my Justice League, the one that I know, not this new. I know he comes to the Justice League eventually, like in the comics. I am aware of that, but like his first intro in a major movie, I don't know. Like I don't know, but that's just me. But so as far as this stuff is concerned, I personally just don't know what the point is of trying to rock the boat if you can't say the details. Like I understand maybe he just wants to get the bug out there, maybe, but people are going to be asking questions like, "What are you talking about? What's happened? Blah blah blah." And then if you say, "Oh, well, I can't really discuss it because there's an NDA," then why are you saying anything at all? Like, why rock the boat? Especially if you're ready to get more DC movies where he may be involved. Now his involvement may be in jeopardy because you're seen as a troublemaker. And I hate to say that because he's black, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to do that, but it's like if you're going to make allegations against someone the way that he's attempting to make, then you might as well just, you know what I'm saying? Just do it first. Like you might as well just go ahead and put it out there. Because I'm with you. If he really is suffering some kind of abuse, whether it's racial or whatever, that NDA, I don't believe that would violate anything in any kind of way. I do feel like he would still be protected, or there might be a clause or something, unless there's something specifically written in there that would prevent him, that would, get him in trouble. But I can't imagine, what that would be. And like you said, none of the other actors Momoa is also a man of color, okay, on Justice League. Mm-hmm. None of the other actors is like backing you up or saying anything or whatever. Like, that's odd to me. I don't know. Like, is it truly some kind of allegation, or is it the fact that you kind of unknown in comparison to Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, you know what I'm saying, Ben Affleck. Like you're low man on the totem pole compared to all of them. You know what I'm saying? So is it that kind of bias where you feel like don't nobody?
It's like I don't want it to be that, but it's like I don't want it to be that, but the way it's shaping up, it's looking very much like that. So
where he wants more of the spotlight and the attention, like the other cast members are getting.
I mean, I don't know.
And I don't know if you can make that demand. Like Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's been acting since we all were kids. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben. Like a legacy, actor, filmmaker, story writer, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a big ass name. I mean, Henry Cavill is just a big ass name. Gal is kind of unknown unless you know her from the Fast and Furious movies. I think she did some other like independent stuff, but I mean, Wonder Woman is just an iconic role. So obviously, we haven't had a Wonder Woman since Linda Carter. You know what I'm saying? So I mean. In TV or movie form, at least I don't remember another one since Linda Carter. You know what I'm saying? And then
I mean, at least nothing that got greenlit, but
exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right. And so I mean, And Ezra is, I'm still trying to figure out why we don't get on that later, but I'm still trying to figure out why he a part of this whole thing. I need him to be arrested. Yeah. But and when we're talking about big name characters, like unfortunately, you are just not on the level as these other actors. So I really hope it's not him feeling like he's supposed to be treated on that level, because that would suck if that's
I don't know.
the basis.
All I could say is just right now, people of color got some voices right now, and
yeah.
I feel like that he's trying to kind of use that juice to push it a little bit. So it's
Well, see, and that's another thing, because if it really is truly harassment or bias or mistreatment because of everything that's going on right now, if it was real, he could probably be protected even if he signed an NDA. If he was suffering, getting harassed or whatever, his voice would be super heard right now.
Right. So, I mean, because look
details. It's like
right, because I mean, it's like look at John Boyega right now. Like, dude. First of all, he said he didn't pull any punches with what he had to say, and on top of that, this man got offers lined up out the ass because of it. It's like, I'm just like, hey, I mean, Ray, we want to hear you, fam, but what's going on? No,
right. Well, I guess we on this.
That's all I got to say about that, though.
I feel like no one's backing up Ray Fisher because nobody wants to lose their job. That's just kind of how I feel. Ain't nobody trying to get into it.
But how can you back him up when you don't know what he's talking about? Like, you don't know the details. Like,
I don't know. I feel like we don't know the details. I mean, I guess people that might have been on set with him, they might have a little more insight than the general public has. But I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes it's like sometimes you have to basically I don't know. I mean, as an actor, and your job is to bring the character to life. Yes, but there are some times when the director asks you to do something. It's your job as an actor to do it. That's what your actual job is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you feel me? And I don't know. And like I say, unless there is an actual thing that's really and completely and totally unacceptable, then there really shouldn't be a whole lot of that extra. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of pushback, a whole lot of whatever. I don't know. Like I said, we don't have all the details. Like Tiffany said, we ain't got all the details. The Ray Fisher need to go ahead on and either just let it go, big dog. You feel what I'm saying? Or open the whole bag of worms. You feel me? Open the whole bag up, or close it up and put it somewhere else, bro.
Because if it's real, I think his fellow actors would back him up. What did they do? You can't fire Gal Gadot. She's under Patty. She works with Patty Jenkins anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Patty said she Wonder Woman movie, and then her contract or her vision of Wonder Woman may be done. So who are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Fire Cavill? Henry's been trying to be Superman since the last Man of Steel,
and people still want him to be Superman.
They still want him to be Superman. So it's like,
and Jason Momoa ain't going nowhere. Jason Momoa ain't going nowhere either. So
Jason is hot shit. You know what I'm saying? And people want to. And Jason is a big time. He's made himself be big time since Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? So he's in demand. He's got all these deals. He's making movies with Apple TV and Netflix and just all this stuff. And he's going to be in, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Dune coming up. He plays a character in Dune, the Dune remake.
So.
Jason Momoa has been getting his money since the start.
Yeah. So if Ray, if I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Jerry, about if they're worried about their careers, but I don't think they got to worry about that. And what you gonna tell Ben Affleck? Ben Affleck do his own shit. Okay,
he was almost gone in general. I'm pretty sure they had to convince him to even come back. So
I agree.
I'm happy about that too. I don't know about this patents and stuff. I don't know about that.
We gonna
discuss that later. We discuss that later.
We gonna get to that together. But yeah, so I feel you on what you were saying, Jerry. I don't know if they have to worry about that because they all are doing other things and they're in such big iconic roles. Well, except for Affleck, because we don't know. We know obviously it may have to take some convincing of him to come back, but we don't know if he's gonna stay back. Like, we don't know if this is just like a one-time thing for now as we're moving into this phase, or if he truly is going to put on the suit like a couple more times. We don't know yet. So, but I don't think the other, again, they're big-time names. They don't got to worry about what Ray got to worry about. Maybe Ezra, but again, I'm trying to get him out of there anyway. Okay, I mean,
Ezra kind of got. I mean, let's be real. I mean, even how you feel about Ezra, Ezra got a little bit more clout. Ezra got just a little bit more clout than Ray right now. So I'm just
he might. But I don't know how, because he he literally knocked somebody, got into a bar fight. I don't know how he got more.
I mean,
didn't he? It's like strangled somebody or something.
It wasn't strangled. I thought he knocked somebody out. Maybe it wasn't strangled.
I don't know. Like,
and this is a woman, by the way.
Yes,
it was very. It's still. I don't know. Like, when you watch it, like, it's still
fake or it was rehearsed or not real. I'm like, shit, bitch, you hit that ground.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know if he was just playing and then like they didn't know he was playing or
right, like he got real.
Like, because when you get a little alcohol in you play fighting and they don't really know whether or not you're serious. You know,
I just Ezra Miller though. I'd have been like, you gonna hit me, Ezra? This is gonna do. Really, Ezra? I don't know if we got it. I don't know. But that's interesting. I guess we're at a wait and see standstill with Ray Fisher trying to figure out what the hell. I'm hoping he comes out with details, because if you're just blowing smoke
at this point, I would hope.
Talking about Jerry as far as jobs, if you're making all this noise and then nothing happens, do you think some of these DC directors may still want to work with you after you?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope there's nothing happening, because that would suck if he is, a victim of any kind of harassment or, I'm saying, anything going on in his workplace. But at the same time, like you said, I need you to make a decision. Either spill it all or let it go, because this is not a good look. And we're trying to revamp the DC universe. We don't need all this, brother. We don't need all this, going on. Fire. Don't pull a Terrence Howard. Terrence wanted more money than Iron Man, and they was like, you ain't important. Get out of here. They replaced him with Don Cheadle. Don't pull a Terrence Howard.
I mean, look, it's two sides to that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I mean, Howard did kind of fuck his money up.
You say what?
I said Howard did kind of mess his money up with that, though. So I'm just saying, like, I know they tried to mess with his money first, but it's like, bro, this is
like being patient.
It's like, fam, this is franchise money, though. You gon' get that.
You gon' get it. Not only in just the Iron Man movies, but all the Avengers movies and whatever little guest things and whatever. You gon' get it. Just wait. Just black people. Just
he wanted his money, man. He wanted his money right then and there. It's like, look, I get everybody need their money, man, but it's like, anyway, let's move on. You
got to know what cards you got in your hand and when to play them.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But anyway, all right, we're going to move on.
Terrence Howard could have been making all that Marvel money, and he ended up on, what was that on Fox? I don't even watch it. What was it? Empire. And I did see that episode where supposedly his son's baby was really his, because he had sex with his son's girlfriend.
Oh God. Oh. Wait.
Just Hustle and Flow 2.0.
Wait. What? Hang on a second.
Empire is just Hustle and Flow 2.0. That's why I never watched it.
like his son's ex-girlfriend came back into his life years later with this kid. She made him believe that it was his, and then a secret came out, and it turned out his dad slept with her, and that's actually his daddy's kid, but she didn't tell him.
You see, yeah, that's why I stopped watching Empire.
I saw one episode, and I was like, what? And I just turned the channel. I was like, this is why I don't watch this shit. But I did see it. So see, he could have been making Avengers Marvel money.
You're right. You know what? All he had to do was just keep his mouth shut about what he was getting paid. He would have been there. He would have been there.
Robert Downey, right? Like this.
He'd been Rhodes, no problem. He's gonna look at the damn Suso some next time, baby, and then he ain't show up no more. He just left the whole universe. Next time, baby. Next time, what? Next time you going to negotiate a better deal? What you going to do next time? Next time, you better keep your mouth shut.
Didn't want to make another movie.
Okay. Now, for the record, we're not saying that Ike Perlmutter is not an asshole, but he is. Because he is. We're not saying he's not, but that's just saying that.
If Don Cheadle didn't want to make another movie, he could live like his career is like his money is.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's sitting on those Marvel checks for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So with that, okay, so are we good? That was our Ray Fisher. That was our Ray Fisher subject. Okay, right? You know you'll figure it out. Okay, well, we hope you figure it out.
We do.
Okay. All right, so we are moving on to our next subject, which is a little bit of things that are obviously happening over at DC, which is they went through a huge layoff situation where they let go a lot of their personnel. I think it's comic writer personnel. I don't know. We might talk about. Okay, so comic writer personnel. They also cancel a lot of their comics too. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And just really quick, obviously everybody knows this, but DC has been moving a lot of their shows from the DC streaming service over to HBO Max, which I'm not, too unhappy about, because obviously I have HBO Max, so now I can watch it. But HBO Max is already established. It reaches, millions of people. So personally, I think it's a good move. Obviously for anybody who doesn't have it, they might be a little sad, but we don't think they've dissolved their streaming service just yet, but honestly, pretty much it's probably headed that way. So with that, I'm gonna let Cassio lead this off. Cassio, let us know what's going on.
Absolutely. Okay. So, thank you, by the way, Tiffany, Black Mamba, appreciate that. So as you said, I believe the company DC, they kind of made a while back, emerging with AT&T, and now these the people have been laid off. The ones who have been, I guess, being cut: editor-in-chief Bob Harris, senior VP of publishing strategy, VP of marketing, global publishing. So many really a very high level top positions have basically kind of been liquidated, But with that also comes the cancellation of comic books, and so now we're going to be seeing I think this upcoming November we're going to be seeing a lot of the comic books basically have their last issue. Teen Titans, Suicide Squad, John Constantine, good God, there was a huge list. Hawkman,
I think Young Justice was part of it too. Young
Justice, Metal Men, Aquaman, there's been so many, Teen Titans. There's been so many comics slated to kind of have their current stories kind of end and be canceled before the end of this year.
Damn.
What I think is happening is I believe that I guess the now parenting company of DC really wants to focus a lot on the kind of media we're going to be talking about today: the movies, the live action television shows, the HBO Max, putting a lot of DC's content over in HBO Max. So I feel like that what's happening is simply there's a transition. Sorry, my microphone. A transition from making these comics into focusing on having these characters put on live screen, maybe even cartoons, which DC is amazing at, by the way. Films and things like that. So this is just my my take on it. My opinion is that I think that's what they're doing. I don't know if they're canceling all of these comic books indefinitely, or is this possibly just them canceling these things right now to bring back comic books that may be congruent with a new universe that they're trying to create right now. So
that makes sense. But I'd like to also point out, and this is going to trip y'all out. This is the biggest DC canceling of comics and laying off editors since the DC implosion all the way back in the 70s. Wait, was it the 70s? Was the DC implosion the 70s or the 80s?
Implosion? I'm not sure.
Hold on, let me check.
Like, what I can say though is that based on like some things I have read about this,
1978. I had it right the first time.
So y'all close to the 80s,
Yeah.
But it just really seems to me that it feels like it's just ever since this whole Snyder Cut thing popped off or whatever, it just really just seems like AT&T is just flexing their parent company muscles right now. Because because Cassiel, just to correct you on something, see, technically, I guess you could say it's a merger, but really what it was is AT&T bought Warner Media. So
I got you.
They are the parent company, and what it really seems to me is now they're just in a position to where they're starting to flex a bit more, to where they're like saying, okay, they're apparently going ahead and doing things that I guess Warner Media originally wouldn't do,
right?
Because like the Snyder Cut, I'm sure Warner Brothers wasn't trying to get that done.
Nope.
And so they came in and was like, well, hey, you guys do that or whatever, and just like basically superseded them between doing that and then getting Ben Affleck to come back in some shape or fashion. Because again, at this point, Ben was done. Like, he wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just really feel like AT&T is kind of like really like flexing their parent company muscles in this case, and like really doing some things. Now, if it's to his detriment, that still remains to be seen. So, but we're gonna get more into like some other stuff or whatever that's been going well for the most part. But in this case, I mean, it's kind of a wonder what's actually happening over at DC, because it's like I said, it's just like when one thing started popping off one after another, like between the HBO Max to the Snyder Cut to all this stuff, it was like, dude, it has AT&T written all over it.
Yeah, and no, my mistake. You go ahead, Black Mama.
I was gonna say like, but like the comics is where it all came from. So
yeah,
obviously on this panel, and we don't have the light skinned god Jensen on our guest today.
Next time, baby.
Right.
Love you, bro.
But, no, but,
nice. That was actually good. That was good.
Okay.
That was good. But it's like, obviously any of us who obviously has, just been with AT&T's anything. AT&T kind of knows media, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that they're doing all these moves with the movies and the TV shows, but the comics is where all this stuff came from. And even though I haven't really picked up a comic since I was younger, so I'm probably the one on the panel who doesn't read a lot of comics, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like if they're trying to reorganize now, I kind of get it, but I really hope that they're not canceling for good, because it's like getting rid of the source material. I think. How can you move on if the plan is to do stuff in the future, whether it's TV shows, cartoons, whatever? The comics is the source material. So,
from what I can tell,
does that make sense? Am I making
it makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense. From what I can tell, a lot of the stuff they're canceling and cutting back on has to do with whatever's going on in death metal, because they have a whole bunch of plans, but these current runs don't fit into their death metal plans.
Yes. What I think is happening, because I think sorry.
Death metal is this stupid event they're doing where like evil's taking over the multiverse and the heroes of this resistance group fighting back, and it's supposed to, which is weird because they're doing this. I don't understand the logic of doing this really grim, dark, and edgy comic after we just had a comic, Doomsday Clock, which is all about how grimdark stuff is stupid and we should be seeing the return of hope and optimism. And then they go and do this. And I'm like, but you just made
Well, so this.
He went high. I just want y'all to
No,
know.
I'm gonna say so. This is honestly what I think.
Sorry, I get high pitched when I get annoyed.
I do that too when I'm really excited, or I guess I'm just telling y'all that's really important. So, like when we talk about Ezra Miller, I might go high pitched. Okay, anyway.
This is my thought. This is my thought on the whole thing, because if you take a look at the whole thing between Marvel and DC, right? And I'm not saying there's a rivalry necessarily going on, but we as consumers, we compare them to each other all the time. Like, how could you not? You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that you see how much money basically Marvel has raked in for the past 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Just on films alone. Just on films alone. And back like Endgame is the highest grossing film of all time. It's kind of like, come on, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that Marvel made a decision to intertwine their entire universe, right? What if the parent company AT&T is making these decisions so that they can now intertwine their films, their live action TV shows, and their comics to all be living in one large ass universe? And the only way they can do that is if they were to stop the current stories that's going on right now in these comics, and then start these things from new. You know what I mean?
I'm going to make a small correction. But like, I get what you're saying, but I'm going to make a small correction. What Marvel's doing is they're not intertwining it. It's still two separate universes. They're just making the two synergize a little bit better. Like, certain things from the movie. Like, notice they've started drawing Tony Stark to look more like Robert Downey Jr., stuff like that. Like,
right. Just like the same thing with Nick Fury, and Samuel L. Jackson, the whole thing happened.
And comics have been doing this for a while. If you go back and look, back in the 70s after the first Superman movie came out, they started drawing Superman to look more like Christopher Reeves. They've done this before, but this time, because of the way media works now, they're doing it on a much larger scale. And in addition to that, they've already announced that they do want to do the whole multiverse thing for their movies and comics. So now we're going to have two different DC multiverses. We're going to have the comics multiverse and then the show and then the live action multiverse, and that's going to be the whole thing.
So that's what I feel like is happening. That's just the only real thing that I could see coming, because I mean, what better time, what better way, to compete, with Marvel than to give the fans what they seem to enjoy, like give them a multiverse. You know what I mean?
Why stop the comics?
See,
well, because you put
this is the thing, and every time DC or Marvel goes through a different, either gets a new publisher or their or the people who own them change hands, they go through this massive restructuring. Remember all the way back when Disney bought Marvel, and then we had Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the current Marvel universe isn't 616 anymore. It's just the main Marvel universe now.
But they didn't cancel a lot of comics though. When
they did, like a lot of
did.
Yeah,
like there were
not as
like,
much
what
as
I'm thinking was,
but it was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I do remember like a few of them kind of stopping. Like there was only like a few of them that were like huge titles, but some of them were kind of like more like B-list titles. So like it wasn't like a lot of like astronomical cutbacks like this one, where they're cutting like big titles. So
like some of those he named, I was like, holy crap, really?
Yeah, like Young Justice, Teen Titans, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
We just got Hawkman back. Why are you canceling Hawkman?
Right. And Teen Titans.
I think Hawkman is like
now. Like they have a whole show that's supposed to be based off the comics. Then you cut the comics, and it's like, well, now what we do? It's about to be Game of Thrones season 8, right? Yeah, I don't want that.
Girl, let's get to the DC movies. What's up?
Okay, so we gonna get to the main event, which the main event is DC Fandome. So working a little bit. Somebody's feeling it. Somebody's feeling it. So
girl.
Terry, you're the only one that's not.
I've seen myself dance. It sounds I've seen myself dance. It looks kind of like a fish dime. I'll spare our viewers.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
It's not that bad. All right. So DC Fandome took place, if I am not mistaken, about two days ago. It took place on Saturday, if I am not mistaken. And unfortunately, I had something to do that day with my daughter, so I missed it. But I caught up on a lot of the articles. I watched a lot of the trailers. They're on YouTube everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I watched a lot of trailers, and we're gonna watch a couple of trailers. I'm gonna try to be a professional podcaster. I'm gonna try because
don't try. You are. Don't try because you are.
Because
we giving black positivity today. Don't worry. You is strong. You is kind.
You're doing great.
We're in try.
I'm sorry.
Kyle, you let me down right now.
Okay.
Well, she gonna say that I'm in the middle of saying something. We gonna watch the trailers of the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. The Black Adam, I guess, intro, if you will. That
I wouldn't even call it a teaser. It's like a teaser of a teaser.
Yeah. It's not like a real.
It was just a reveal. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna obviously talk about it was Black Adam. I believe they talked about Shazam 2. They also talked about the Flash movie, which Ezra and
Suicide Squad.
and the Wonder Woman trailer, which I am super looking forward to the Wonder Woman movie. So we have we can watch the trailer for Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Black Adam teaser, but obviously discuss everything else. So that's our podcast is super.
Hold on, how about that Snyder cut?
The Snyder cut. I am so sorry.
Snyder cut trailer.
It's Snyder cut. We're gonna talk about that too.
We'll talk about it, but
Kyle,
let's get it.
Can you perk up? Okay.
Not for Snyder cut. I'll perk up for everything else, not for Snyder cut.
Yeah. When we get to the Snyder cut, y'all gonna brand me a heretic.
Are we? Is this what we're doing? We gonna bring you a heretic already? You want to just?
I'm excited for everything else. Okay.
You know what? Let's talk about the Snyder cut. Let's talk about the Snyder cut.
I'm not excited. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I understand everyone else is excited for it. I know Zack Snyder has a tough life, but no, I am not looking forward to this at all. I'm sorry. This is the most dark, depressing, and dreary thing I've ever seen. And everybody was like, oh, Terrence, don't worry. It'll be great. It'll look great. But it looks bad. It feels depressing. And Snyder still does not fundamentally understand what Superman is about. On a fundamental level. How are you writing 3 movies for this character and you still do not get the character?
Man, look. I was not on board with the Snyder cut when they first.
Also, Dark Side of the Tour.
People were like, it's like, look. On one hand, I was like, okay, I would kind of be interested in seeing what he would do, but just at the same time, just every time I thought about it, it just always deterred me because I always think about Batman v Superman. Because the thing is that the theatrical cut of that movie was just absolute trash.
It was horrendous. It was
horrendous. It was absolute
I saw the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition
improved on some things, but all it was the longer version of the same movie.
Exactly.
It probably only upped the movie probably half a point for me because at the end of the day, like it still had the same beats. It still ended the same way. Martha was still there. Blah blah blah. And with Justice League, it's just like, okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, we see some other scenes we didn't originally have. We see Black Suit Superman. Okay, but it kind of reveals some other stuff too because it's like, okay, there's a segment where Silas Stone apparently dies.
Because Zack Snyder is a hack. He doesn't know how to bring emotions out of the audience and kill somebody.
So it's like, well, shit, okay. I guess more dreariness we're getting with this movie, I suppose. So it's like the only thing I probably would look forward to is probably the extended scene when they were like talking when they were showing like the battle of the past when they were originally like separating the mother boxes and all that or whatever, because apparently they're going to show the whole thing with Zeus fighting Darkseid. Oh, okay, that might be cool. They completely redesigned Steppenwolf, which I'm glad, but at the same time it's kind of it's like at the same time it's kind of funny because it's just like, well, wait a minute, you guys originally had this concept because we saw it in BVS. So it's like, why didn't y'all just stick with that in Justice League? Because the design y'all had for him was trash.
It was.
Yeah, I agree.
He literally just looked like a big CGI effect. It's like his flesh didn't look real. His movements looked like just and it's just like
you could tell.
He wasn't much of like a character either. He was just big bad guy.
And nothing like how he is in the comics. Like Steppenwolf in the comics is honorable, like he's a hunter. He's this honorable warrior who just happens to work for Darkseid and doesn't want the throne because he's like, no, nephew. Yeah, Darkseid's his nephew. He's like, no, nephew, I don't want your throne. If I ruled Apocalypse, then I'd have less time for hunting.
Right.
And you get none of that in that movie. Because apparently, does Zack Snyder actually read the comics, or does he just say he reads them and then takes bits from that he gets from the internet?
What he wants to do with it.
That's what a lot of people do. Is basically a film is an adaptation of the story. It's like there's going to be, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, adaptation is fine, but when it starts to get to be like a far cry from the original source material,
true.
It's kind of
true. I feel
if you adapt something, my whole thing about adaptation is you can adapt and change anything as long as the core remains the same. However,
agreed. I can agree with that.
Yeah, however, a lot of the Justice League movies, I mean, a lot of the DCEU movies don't have that core. Like the Aquaman movie has the core of Aquaman. The Wonder Woman movie, the Wonder Woman movie has there. Yeah, the core is there for the Wonder Woman movie. Then you get to Man of Steel, and I do not see the core of Superman in that movie.
See, look, I will say this about Man of Steel. Even with its flaws, there was still at least something there. It was something there that they could have reworked and made it work, because all of Man of Steel wasn't bad. There were still some good elements about.
I'm not saying it was all bad. I'm just saying,
right.
Fundamental level, I didn't. While I love Henry Cavill, he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
The character they're having him play is not any version of Superman. It's just a guy with superpowers.
Yes. I will agree with that. Like the only thing that I'm saying is that, like, aside from the parts that like I don't like about the movie, the thing is there was something there. Just had it been like just someone to kind of filter out the bullshit, because like if they were able to filter out like the parts that weren't needed, like the heavy-handed biblical symbology,
symbolism.
If they weren't heavy-handed with that in movie, and they were heavy-handed with it in BVS too, it's like that. It's like, okay, I get it. Some people do that, think of him that way or whatever, but it's just like y'all.
But that's not how he thinks of himself, and that's not the core of his character. At the core of his character, depending on whether you're talking, there's the core of Superman's character is, I'm this chill farm boy from Kansas who wants to help people.
Right. Now, the thing is, and I was saying, like, if they were able to take that story and go more like, okay, this is an individual who with the place he calls home is Earth, but at the same time he feels like an outcast and trying to find his way, trying to find his place in the world. That's a really good narrative that they could play with. But
I feel like they didn't do that in Man of Steel. I got that.
It's like they did. It's like
the problem is it's like they just made him. They focused on the outsider part and ignored the "I've been living on Earth for the last 23 years" part. Because every time Superman talks or acts in this movie, you don't feel like he grew up here on Earth. You feel like he just got off the ship yesterday.
But
I think the only time like he really felt that way was when he was having that argument with his dad.
With his dad,
before his dad died. But it's like after that, it's just like it's kind of like that version of Clark. Like that's the version of Clark I wanted to know. Like I wanted to know that Clark a little bit more. Exactly. And it's like after that, he was just kind of just like just very monotone, just very
the only thing I can say is I will agree. See, I really did love Man of Steel, but I do agree that I didn't really care for his Clark. Like I didn't care for the Clark portrayal. I think he plays very well, and I think his dynamic against Zod was very well done. Because
I will give you that one. They have historical lines.
Yeah, Zod was that character that you guys were talking about, that passion, that dude who was exiled and watched his whole planet blow up. The guy who thought he was the last Kryptonian, in the world until that signal from the ship popped up. And then the guy that came to meet Kal-El and was disappointed that Kal-El didn't want to, be with him, you know what I'm saying, and go do whatever they were going to do, as Kryptonians. And that man who was just upset because this whole time Kal had a life. It was on another planet, but Kal had a life. He was raised by people, whereas Zod felt like he was the last of his, him and his people, his crew was the last of his race. So I felt that dynamic was there, but I will say that I didn't care for the Clark portrayal, but I think that that's just the nostalgia in me because, we grew up on a different suits. You know what I'm saying? With Chris,
right?
We grew up with
more charismatic as Clark. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what it was that was missing. But I do feel like he was more as he got older, and you started to see when. By the way, I didn't care for the Lois portrayal, but that's a whole nother story. But
I didn't care that they killed Jimmy Olsen.
Agreed.
Yes! Oh my God, Jimmy!
DVO. That was in BBS, right?
Like
she's
trying to find him. Find him, and she's seeing all his, she's going through all his deeds. It's like by the time you meet him, he's just this confident dude who knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows his abilities, but he just has to keep himself under wraps. But I don't know. I did like Man of Steel because I felt like maybe they were trying to do maybe like a darker, less charismatic Clark.
I understand your opinion. I understand, and your opinion is valid. But here's the thing: they're trying to do a darker and less charismatic, less sure of himself Superman. That's fine. That is a concept that works. But at the core of his being, Superman is this chill farm boy from Kansas who wants to help people. He's supposed to be the optimist, who Batman's pessimist, but in the Snyderverse, he doesn't really feel like
pessimistic.
Exactly. They're both really dark pessimists. Like, how are they supposed to be the world's finest, contrasting Superman's optimism and humanity with Batman's pessimism and obsession, if both of them are pessimistic and obsessive?
That's true, because in BVS, I was like, especially when they meet at the party, if I'm not mistaken. And they were, they kind of talk to each other at the party. I'm like, I do not like this version of Clark. Like, I found myself watching it like Batman, I get. Bruce, I get. Yeah. I actually think Ben does a very good Bruce.
Ben does a great Batman.
He's fantastic.
But, like, I was watching that part, and I was just like, I don't.
Clark just kind of came off as a douche.
Yeah,
hold on. There's a line.
And like Bruce was already a douche, but then you got Clark coming in and being the douche.
Okay, like he's about to beat him right there.
Yeah. Like there's a line from the comics I always love because it really shows the dynamic between Superman and Batman. It's Superman and Batman #1 from 2003. Shout out to my comic readers. You know the line I'm going for. And Superman gets shot by a kryptonite bullet. And Batman's trying to do field surgery on him. He's like, I don't think I'm fast enough to get the bullet out before you heal over it. And then Superman goes, where's the Flash when you need him? Do me a favor, Clark. Lose the sense of humor.
I remember that.
Do us both a favor, rich boy. Buy one.
I remember that because they used that in Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I love
that. Yeah, they used it in the movie too. I'm cracking up because it really shows you the difference. Like Batman's all trying to be serious and brooding, and Superman's just cracking jokes and trying to uplift his spirit.
Yeah,
it's just a good scene, and I can't see that happening in the Snyderverse.
because it's weird.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, with Man of Steel, it's like he's basically been wandering, finding himself for like what, probably about like 12 years, and just going from. It's like he's been just floating around everywhere for like a good well over a decade.
Oh, okay.
Like for the most
well,
part.
I'm going to use. They never say in the movie, but I'm going to use the comics to give us a rough estimation. This is not canon. This is just my guess. Do not quote me on this. In the comics, Clark leaves Smallville at the age of 18, and he first premieres as Superman at the age of 25. That's
okay. See, but okay, that's
70. That's 7 years. So that means he's just been. So assuming the movie follows the same pattern, he's been wandering around the world doing which it probably doesn't, but
no, it doesn't, because like Superman was like, I think he says it. I think he was like 33.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
He was in his early. No, he said that he lived in Kansas for like 33 years, like 32 or 33 years.
I gotta go look
in his early 30s in Man of
Steel. I don't think
no, trust me, I watched Man of Steel more than once. He says that like he lived in Kansas for like over 30 years. Trust me, he says that. So like he's in his early 30s, and then like you fast forward a year and a half, BVS. Apparently, either Bruce has like not been Batman for 10 years, or he's been causing all this ruckus for like the last 20 or whatever. And then of course, for whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea to just put Gotham City like right across the pond from Metropolis, which I found
that odd. When the ship crashed and Bruce was looking and it's going in the, I was like, wait a minute, was Metropolis that close to Gotham? Like I didn't.
No, it's not. They are not. Even, they are
nowhere near.
Maybe the ship. Maybe where the ship.
They are several states away.
Maybe maybe it failed where Gotham was. Like maybe
this is how you get a
maybe
good.
It's not that close. Maybe it's not that close.
This is how you get a good idea how far away they actually are from one another. Okay, Metropolis is supposed to be somewhere near Delaware. Gotham is in New Jersey. They're nowhere near close to each other. Like it's just so much wrong with BVS. It is just like,
we'll be here all day talking about.
And that's why we're looking forward to the Snyder Cut, because Snyder fundamentally does not get Superman or many of the other characters. It is only when they break out into their own movies that they get proper representation, such as Aquaman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately, Ezra still runs the same from what I've seen. So
the invisible hurdles.
You just had to bring me down. You saw my face.
The invisible hurdles.
I had to disappear really fast to close my blind because I was starting to get creeped out by the outside. So I missed it. So for me, as far as the Snyder Cut is concerned, you guys already know where I stand. Unless he made Wonder Woman better, I could really give a crap about the Snyder Cut. So she was nerfed in, you know what I'm saying, in BBS, and unless Snyder made her nerfed.
I don't know. I've seen a few things that I hadn't seen before. Like there's this one scene where she's like spinning the lasso of truth, and I think she's like deflecting bullets and stuff like that.
That's from 84.
That's from 84.
I'm sorry. Okay, I got my trailers mixed up. That's my bad. My bad. Got my trailers all mixed up. My mistake. We on the Snyder Cut still. I apologize.
Like, you are correct. Obviously.
Thing is that I'm be honest with you, I am looking very, very much forward to the Snyder Cut, and I kind of made this clear through all the podcasts. I look forward to it. I think that Zack Snyder is a good director. I feel that he's a good filmmaker. That's just how I feel. And I mean, even if it's somber, even if it has a less than, a cheerful vibe about the film, it's like I personally, have seen like a great myriad of superhero movies, and after a while, I get a little bit tired of the happy, colorful, just thing. It's like, it's like DC does this thing, where they tap into like real human emotion. And it really makes the DC characters like more relatable than like Marvel. In my opinion, it makes them more relatable. To me, they really seem like they're more human in a way. So I'm really like his face. I'm sorry.
So for the
Fallen Marvel.
For the record, I don't have a problem with some of the darkness and the dark tones that DC does. I really don't. Like when Fallen Marvel was talking about the God versus man complex, I actually enjoyed that conversation because it's real. It was a real thing. Like Bruce has been crime fighting for fucking ever, you know what I'm saying, in Gotham, and the man's a pariah, the cops is after him, all this other kind of stuff. And then here goes this alien. Okay, yeah, he can pick up a tank. Yeah, he can smack a nuke, but I'm doing shit too. You know what I'm saying? That's how Batman felt. So it's like here, and then it's like you just welcome this man open arms that you don't know anything about him. And with the power he has, like Superman could kill us all. Hello, Brightburn. Okay, he can actually kill us all. Like how can you blindly?
Brightburn was a very thinly layered.
I know, but you know what I'm getting at. Yeah, you know what I'm getting.
I hear what you're saying.
This is the only thing we have to support Batman's ideology.
Right, and then so I understood that part of the movie, and I actually didn't have a problem with that. I actually enjoyed, that concept because people do worship Clark. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of led to Bruce being a little bitter. I haven't seen Bruce bitter in a long time, so I actually enjoyed Bruce getting a little bitter. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I understood it. So versus what Cassio was talking about, Ragnarok comedy show. It was a comedy show.
It was fun.
Sorry.
It was too much. It was too much.
It was
too much
jokes.
Too much comedy. Too much.
You're trying to tell me your daddy? Okay, so your brother has been cascading as your daddy. He super jettisoned your daddy to an old folks home. Your daddy, broke out on the end of his life, and then he called y'all, find him, and he goes, "Hey, by the way, you got an older sister who helped me do every single fucking thing, but she was getting too powerful. I didn't know how to handle her, so I exiled her. She coming back. Y'all got it. Peace out." You know what I'm saying? And then she literally comes and she literally destroys his world. His people are exiled. They gotta find a new home. And
they had to blow the place up to defeat her.
Yeah, but it was just jokes. Like the whole thing. It could have been a Netflix comedy special. I'm watching Ragnarok.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me because it's like, yes, Ragnarok was a very fun movie. I'm not gonna lie, it was an extremely fun movie. The dark undertones that they do have do get superseded by it, but at the same, because I'm a person that kind of understands the humor part of it, it's like I was able to resonate with that movie a bit more because it's like, because I'm the type of person who kind of deals with like sadness and grief or whatever with humor.
I do too.
I can understand it. Now I can understand how it could be too much for some people. Don't get me wrong. But it's just me personally. I just had so much fun with it, and it's just like, dude, he is legit going through a lot, but he is doing his damnness to handle that. And what's funny is even with that being said, is when you see how he kind of breaks down talking about it in Infinity War. All of that stuff he carries over in those movies. Granted, we had different directors, but the other people still had input.
I just assumed all the jokes he was making was a coping mechanism for the intense amount of stress he was under.
Word.
Right.
No, I get that, but the entire movie was like a comedy special. It was too much. I was sitting here.
It was. When you think about the previous two movies, okay, I like the first Thor. I still like the first Thor because, Thor is supposed to be just this, fish out of water, straight man doing all this stuff or whatever, and it was funny. And then you had Dark World, which was kind of dull of a movie.
I forget about it.
I never even seen that movie before.
He has some shit
it's
in
not
it
a terrible movie.
That's all I know. It was whack.
It's Dark World is not a terrible movie, but it was just dull.
No, it's terrible.
Whatever. So so when we go into this third one, we got folks with us okay, so they had to kind of do a genre change. So it's just okay. So, but it's just for what it was, I liked it. It worked. It was fun. Do I need to have fun all the time? Like, no. Like, I like my serious stuff too, or whatever. So, like, and the thing is that I just feel what I feel with the DC movies, like as Snyder wanted to do them. It's just like they just really felt like they were just trying so much to be like the anti-Marvel that like it's just like they just had to do like the opposite and like especially trying to recapture what Christopher Nolan did with the trilogy.
Yeah,
like that's been their main problems, that they kept trying to recapture Christopher Nolan's magic, and you can't do that because what he did worked for Batman. You can't do that for the whole universe.
Right.
And
I agree with that.
That's definitely true.
And it's the other fact that, Zack Snyder is not that great of a writer. Great filmmaker, great cinematographer, but when it comes to writing, you need to let somebody else handle that. So,
how do you feel about the Batman?
Well, he's not that great of a cinematographer either. So,
hey, look, Ty Perry don't even care. He don't even care. He just writes stuff and just shoot it. He don't even care. He don't care about the wardrobe, the wigs. He don't care about none of that, bro.
We have to move on to some of the other stuff, and then we got Terrace over here yawning.
Man.
Yeah, sorry.
But we do have to go to
stuff that we like.
Let's get it. Let's go on to the main event. Come on.
So we got two people who could give a crap about the Snyder Cut. We got one person who really wants a Snyder Cut, and I'm indifferent. I catch it on HBO Max if I ain't got nothing going on. That's where it's gonna be, right? It's gonna be on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's it.
I use my free trial for it.
Touche.
HBO Max got me because I missed canceling my shit.
Touche.
I missed it. Okay, so with that, so since we were talking about Batman, obviously, we are going to all take a look at the Batman trailer that came out about it. So let me see if I can get it, because I don't know if I can. Share your screen, Chrome tab, hopefully share. All right, got it. Can you guys see? It's like a window and a window and a window and a window.
Holy crap. Okay, there we go.
That?
This is wonderful.
Okay, here we go.
Can we hide that thing? Oh, well.
You want some popcorn? Any other?
That was kind of disturbing me for a minute with the tape. No more lies. From your secret friend. Hey, Nirvana.
Yeah.
Right? Sound like Bush.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's playing.
Is he Gordon?
He's Gordon. Yes, he's Gordon.
Nice.
Having a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you.
So it's not the Riddler.
It is.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's green. It has to be with it. Okay, that suit is pretty dope.
Soup looks better. Soup looks better.
That's your boy.
I'm getting a very year one vibe out of this.
I remember them saying they said it's supposed to be like year 2-ish.
Yeah, it's year 2.
It's
year 2.
Oh, Catwoman.
Weird. Trying to look at him.
She better be dope.
It's.
Oh,
what I've seen,
is that Penguin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Penguin.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
They gotta do on capoeira. I like it.
That makes sense for her fighting style.
Oh, shit!
Oh, okay.
Bruh.
Stay down, man. Oh, come on. He was already down.
I'm vengeance.
Oh, is that the Batman? Oh, they gave her a classic card look.
This guy's crazy.
Oh, I might want to see it now.
Yeah. This looks amazing.
Okay, so
did you see the face?
Wait a minute. Wait.
Hold on. Yeah.
I'm not part of it. You will see.
Oh. They don't have a date yet. 2021, that's what it looks like.
I just like to throw out there that I think like whoever was writing this have seen like all of the Batman memes that's been going around this past few months. Cause that one dude did not need all of that. Like,
no, y'all know Batman beats up the kid. Y'all ain't gonna act like he don't.
Oh no, we've read the comics, we've seen them.
You ain't gonna play him like
but
that.
Also,
Dude,
but also, did you see the faces on the rest of the mooks? They were just sitting there staring, like they were looking at the beatdown, looking at each other, like, should we do something?
Oh yeah, Homeboy is definitely in traction right now. He's a full body cast.
That was hype. I was not really that hype about this movie, but nothing against Robert Pattinson, because I do know that Robert Pattinson is a great actor, but I just didn't know if he would give me the Batman that I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wasn't sure, and that I think I might end up going to see that. That was
I don't know. I would say that his Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne still remains to be seen. I will say that.
Yeah.
So and it's just like I'm trying to look at him and I'm trying to see Bruce Wayne, and it's like I don't quite see it. His Batman so far looks good, but
the problem is we haven't heard his Bruce Wayne talk.
So that's what I'm saying. So like we haven't seen his actual Bruce Wayne yet. So of course they're gonna throw what works, which is the Batman. So I will say that the teaser looks good. The teaser looks very good. I'm actually surprised how Colin Farrell like the Penguin looks. I think that's
movie magic, ladies and gentlemen.
But honestly, I'm just like I will say that the movie so far it looks good. I don't think it's necessarily you have to like really try to really make a Batman movie look bad. So it's I'm just like that point where like I've just had so much Batman that like I really am questioning whether or not I'm going to go see it, because I know one thing: if I hear reviews about this movie and I see his parents die and I hear his parents die in this movie again, I'm not going to see it. Like I'm just.
Well, supposedly this is not connected to
any.
Yeah, like it's connected to the DEC.
Like, I've heard that too, and that's
like
fine.
The Joker. It's like on its own plane.
Yep.
Right, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. The thing is, I have just had so much. I have my feel of Batman fatigue. So much. It's like, dude, like I don't. It's like, dude, this is just another Batman movie for me right now. Like nothing is selling me to go see it. Like so. I'm happy for the folks that are jazzed about this or whatever. It's just like, okay, Robin Pattinson do his thing as Bruce Wayne. That's fine. As Batman, I mean, hey, like I said, anybody can make Batman look good. So, because I mean, hey, Ben Affleck's Batman. Hey, say what you want about his Batman. Like everybody goes back to the warehouse.
That is not true all the way, because Val Kilmer and George Clooney were bad Batman.
First of all, I like Val Kilmer as Batman. George Clooney, not so much. But
George Clooney was he had no business in the cowl whatsoever. No business. What was George Clooney doing? Like, what? You serious?
It was hot at the time. He was hot at the time. So
man, he had a Batman credit card, dude. Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now?
We got all George had was the chin. That's all he had.
That's like
guys.
He had. Oh,
we got like 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes, and we got
we got focus. We got focus.
All right. We gonna
rant on our own time.
We're gonna go to the because I'm partial to Wonder Woman, so we're gonna say Wonder Woman for last, and we're gonna try to talk about it all or whatever if we can. So let me the Black Adam teaser. The Black Adam teaser. Hang on, let me share my screen again. Yeah, don't show these again. I got it. I understand how it works. Just share the audio. It's making me like, are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I am very sure. It's not. There we go. Share. All right.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. This is
4 years. I think.
This is the one that's going to change everything. This is Black Adam.
Oh, now I can't get it off. Hang on. What happened? What happened?
You're lagging. You're
Can't get it
lagging.
off. Sorry, I can't get it off.
Oh no!
Culture, art, and magic. Yet most of us have nothing except for the chains around our necks. The hero. Instead, they got me. I did what needed to be done.
Suit looks sweet though.
And they imprisoned me for it. Now, 5,000 years later, I'm free. And
He looks tight. I know it's a
Yeah,
drawing,
suit
but
looks
still.
sweet.
Ever stop me again?
Man, I'm just hoping this is like the final design and just not like.
I'm glad I'm glad they're using the country. They're saying instead of trying to tie him into ancient Egypt, they're using Kandia, the country he rules over in the comics now in the modern day, and tying him into that. So it makes sense that he would conquer specifically that country.
From that trailer alone, it was like, well, they obviously going through slavery, poverty, and just whatever. And something happened. He became Black Adam, and then he did his job, but then people got scared of him, imprisoned him. He broke out. Now he's pissed, and he's like raging. Like I was like, okay, so are you a villain? Like I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be him versus Shazam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because from what I understand,
Yeah.
I think part of his story was that like at one point he was like one of the champions, and then some shit went wrong, and then he becomes like the infamous one with the enchantment, so to speak, or whatever. So like they obviously he wasn't about to give up his power, so they had to imprison him. So like I think they kind of briefly go over it in Shazam where they said like the other champions had to come together to stop him, and I think
that's gonna
they
be
died in the
good.
process or something like that. So
I'm looking forward to that.
but yeah, like the thing is, Black Adam is a bit of a problem of a character. So how they're gonna go about it with this movie, I don't know, because DC is kind of like starting like this whole like, oh, we're gonna make movies for quote unquote villains now, because now you got Joker and now Black Adam's gonna get his own standalone, and they already tried with Harley, who's more of an anti-hero-ish whatever now, but you know, it's like it might be cool because it's like gonna show like that opposite dynamic that's obviously gonna show up in Shazam once they get there. But you know,
And it's possible, you know, he might obviously become the villain for. Obviously, he's Shazam villain, so eventually we could get a movies where those two meet, like square off.
At some point, that's gotta happen. At some point,
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
I thought that was supposed to happen in Shazam too. That's what I thought.
But the Black Adam movie has to come out first, right?
Right.
Okay, so because what I'm hoping is it's not like a Venom Spider-Man thing, like where Venom came out and we don't know if it. You know what I'm saying? Like
if it exists in the same universe and stuff.
Still trying to figure that one out.
But no, I thought wasn't Venom 2 supposed to be like their I guess the rise of Cassidy?
Yeah,
Carnage.
They're gonna bring Carnage in the second one, which I don't.
But then it's like, are you gonna have like Venom and like they're villains for Spider-Man? Like, how do you have these villains movie and you don't? Obviously, I think the goal is to get him in Shazam, so we just don't have him out there just. You know, out there. Like I think,
of course.
Yeah, I think
he's got to come in as an
Adam,
antagonist. Like he's got to.
That's the thing. That is how he works.
Yeah,
he's most traditionally associated as an enemy of Shazam, and you guys have no idea how much it hurts my heart to call Billy Batson Shazam, but yeah, he's more traditionally an enemy of Shazam than an ally. They will team up, but usually they team up to fight people who are worse. Because Black Adam can't rule the world if someone else is already ruling it or has blown it up.
No, that's my philosophy too. So there goes that. Okay, so and then we're gonna see our last trailer, which is the Wonder Woman trailer.
Wonder Woman.
Nobody. Okay, thank you, Gary. Okay,
I
thank
said
you.
whoa.
Nobody else is. You know what I'm saying?
Wonder
I'm the only woman on the
Whoa.
panel. I'm the only woman on the panel. You know, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I just need y'all to be enthusiastic.
No,
Hey, look, don't worry. Listen, I love Wonder Woman. I don't care what these folk talking
Be
about.
behind you. Be behind you. Like my
I'm
favorite
just
strong
gonna
women.
be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be honest. That's my baby right there.
What'd you say, Paula Marvel? What'd you say?
No, I said my favorite strong women in comics are She-Hulk and Wonder Woman. So I'm there with you. I'm behind.
All right.
I feel you.
So, hey.
Oh, look at the poster. Yes.
Okay.
I have so much Wonder Woman stuff. It's okay. This is to the y'all merchandisers out there. I'm gonna say this really fast when we get to the trailer. Can I get some Wonder Woman bands? Y'all did it for Captain Marvel. I'm gonna need some Wonder Woman. Okay, get me some Wonder Woman gear. Okay, that was a little.
They didn't put them out. They didn't make none.
So I've seen T-shirts, but they haven't really done anything. Like Venus Williams came out with like her line on her tennis line. Baby, that cat suit. She has a cat suit, which is hard. Okay, it's hard as shit, and she's got like a gold windbreaker with a Wonder Woman sitting on the back. It's hard as fuck. Okay, let me tell you something though. Let me tell you something. Talk to you. Let me talk to you like
Okay,
All right.
Yeah, you want to know how much that cat suit is? Which is basically just a onesie. You know how much that hoe is? It's $130. You understand me? And that windbreaker is $150. 150. I was like,
y'all expensive.
She has a hat. She has a half-cut hoodie. It's hot. Again, it's black and it's hot. The hoodie is $110. I'm like, come on, man. What? I'm gonna go to a t-shirt shop and just get one made. It's not
go ahead and get the iron-on design. We're gonna be
it's not gonna be official merch, but it's gonna be my kind of official that I can afford because I need time. So maybe when the movie actually comes out, they'll put more out there. But there's makeup and all that stuff. But I need more. I'm a girl. I need more. So anyway, sorry, that was my little rant. Okay, let me turn my in, and we're gonna watch the Wonder Woman 1984 trailer. Can y'all hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana.
There's a building. See?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Lightning, baby.
No, that's lightning.
Oh, look at it. Look at it.
Yeah. You just
look at it, Kyle. Look at it. Okay.
I'm looking.
Look at it. Look at
witnessing.
it. Look at it. You look at it.
Man, these hairstyles are hilarious. The 80s happened for a reason.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't you dead?
It's a part of the movie. It's the object.
1984.
Yeah. But he died in World War
1.
This was Cheetah, boy.
Yeah, she does look amazing.
While people like me have had nothing.
Well, home base in DC.
There you go.
That was my bad. My fault. I got it mixed up. My bad. My man, you right.
I'm guessing this is the.
I watched so much stuff. It started to meld together.
Went right through it.
Spin attack through the shockwave.
Yeah, it's always more.
Yeah, I'm getting that like you never noticed me vibe from Cheetah with this trailer.
Yeah, I'm also getting that kind of Batman Returns Catwoman.
Selena Val, Selena Cal vibe. Yep. The cat
Maxwell Bloody Lord.
Oh, look at Cheetah.
Okay, you know what? The special effects on Cheetah look great, actually.
Woo!
Oh, that's Pankiratin.
Woo!
Okay, yeah, the wings coming off is cool, but did you see that? That's a Pankiratin move. She's actually using ancient Greek martial arts.
I think
Oh, not the fan.
All right. So once did they research?
Yeah.
Does everybody?
There we go.
No, seriously, why are you alive? I'm pretty sure we saw you die. And
It's the object. Okay, it's part of the movie.
How have you not aged in 60 years?
It's the object that's a part of the movie. There's a reason why. I can't say
They'll explain it when the film comes out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
God damn it.
He got blown through a time rift. He got blown into the future. That's what happened.
Oh, so
it looks fun. The movie looks good. Wonder Woman looks like she is doing the most.
For the record, I think we can all agree Maxwell Lord is just as trash as we all thought he'd be. I want to punch him in the face, and he hasn't even said anything yet. It was like
that was like Buddy that was speaking at the podium, right?
Oh yeah, that was him. Yeah, that was him. I was like, oh hey, it's Maxwell Lord. I want to punch him in the face.
Again, that's comic knowledge I don't have, so I'm actually excited. I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan, and I'm excited for him. So
I know very little of Maxwell Lord. Like the thing is, I know one character I actually thought was interesting that they have yet to use is like Vandal Savage, but I know that's like more of a group thing.
Oh, Vandal Savage. Oh, sorry.
So
that was Vandal Savage in the Batman, by the way.
Was it?
Wait, what? It was?
Yep.
Where? Who?
How?
Yeah, dude, we in the Batman trailer. I didn't get a chance to really talk about it, but that was Vandal Savage. The oh Jesus, I would love to go back. I can't share my screen, but that was Vandal Savage. Remember the individual that we saw, heavyset white man with all that hair on his face. That's Vandal Savage.
That's Vandal Savage.
I thought that was the chief of police that was standing next to Gordon.
Yeah.
You sure? Oh shit! Now I gotta go look.
Yeah, because I did some. That's Pete Savage. You know what I'm saying? He
crap.
he was part of Gotham PD at one time. But that's the villain Vandal Savage right there. Like we didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to talk about the Batman trailer. We just kind of skipped through it.
Because we're running out of time, so we didn't really get a chance to do that. Because it was a lot to cover.
Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage is from what I read, that person was Vandal Savage. So we'll see. Pete Savage.
It. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see him in the theater. In the film.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be Maxwell Lord because the official solicitations, when they were doing the press releases and stuff, they called him Maxwell Lord.
Well, no, he's talking about.
Well,
Cassio's talking about the Batman movie. You're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you mentioned that Vandal Savage or whatever, and I just wanted to point out hey, we just watched the trailer. Pete Savage was right there. That's Vandal Savage.
I'm gonna have to check that out again. Okay, so
I will never understand why.
I just looked it up. He's right.
Okay, cool.
That's him. Oh well, shoot. Well, there we go.
Yeah, he's right.
We got Savage and it looks like the Riddler in the Batman movie. Yeah.
And the game
is a villain that does not get enough shine. The Riddler's a good villain.
Okay. Yeah, I have a serious question. Well, a serious-ish question. How did anyone trust Vandal Savage? His name literally means brutal killer.
Well, I mean, he's his
name literally means
his name is Pete.
Destroyer.
I mean, he's lived forever. He knows a lot. I mean, we tend to trust intelligent people. That's usually how it goes.
That's fair, but again, his name literally means brutal destroyer. I can't imagine him going up to somebody and be like, "Hi, my name's Vandal Savage. I'm here to help." The guy going, "Yeah, that doesn't set off any red flags."
I mean, I guess the same reason why they trusted Victor Von Doom for so long.
I mean, in Justice League, Lex Luthor runs for president. I think he becomes president in alternate reality. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So personally, I like Lex. Yes. I like Lex. I need a better Lex. We're gonna talk about that later.
Talk about Jesse Eisenberg.
We're not. No. I didn't get a chance. We were talking about BVS. I didn't get a chance to really say that the only thing the one thing I super disliked was Jesse's version. Some people were saying that he wasn't Lex. He's Lex's grandson, something not him.
Oh yeah, I remember the same thing. Right.
And I was whoever he was supposed to be, if he wasn't Lex, then BBS did a terrible job not making him Lex, but I think he was because he shaved his head at the end. You know what I'm saying? But he was just crazy. But ever, we don't talk about that. So, okay, so we got a little bit of time to wrap up. So, you know, we're going to do final thoughts of, honestly, of DC Fandome, because we done talked about BBS till we blew in the face and the Snyder cut. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Terrence, let's go ahead and start with you with your final thoughts. And I'll give you like 5 minutes to just talk about what you like, what you didn't like, if you have any expectations, what you're looking forward to, what you don't care about, whatever. So you go ahead.
So I really, really am looking forward to the Wonder Woman 84. I'm looking forward to the Suicide Squad because they pulled out a bunch
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They pulled out just a bunch of classic characters because they got John Cena as Peacemaker.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yes.
Peacemaker? Seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see if I can, while you're talking, let me see if I could find that too.
Yeah. And then they got my boy King Shark, which it's weird to see King Shark because the last time I saw King Shark, Connor Kent was putting his fist in his face. But he's obviously broke out of being a Superboy villain. He's got his own life now. He's cool. He joined the Suicide Squad. And they got King, and you know who they're trying to have play King Shark? Samoa Joe, which is just wild to me. I'm looking forward to the Batman. He did not have to beat that dude the way he beat that dude. That was unnecessary. Like, I'm pretty sure they were already intimidated. Those last 2 punches were just for flavor. Again.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Call it, baby.
Again, not looking forward to the Snyder Cut. All you Snyder fans, don't come at me. I don't care. Like, you can come at me if you want, just accept I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read any of your responses. I'm just going to go, neat, and keep it moving. And I cannot believe they laid off a third of their editorial staff. Like I said before, this is the biggest implosion of DC with people being canned and stuff being canceled since 1978.
Really quick, I'm gonna run down because we didn't get a chance to talk about Shazam 2, and I wanted to tell you who the villains are for Suicide Squad 2 because there are a lot. Like, you are so right about that. So they have Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba.
The good Bloodsport, not the racist trash bag Bloodsport.
They have Savant, played by Michael Rooker. That's you guys who watched the Walking Dead, Daryl's older brother with the hook. And the dude from Guardians of the Galaxy, the guy
Yondu for those who were Guardians of the Galaxy.
So Michael Rooker will play Savant. They got Javelin, played by Fuel Aboard. Don't know who that is. Polka Dot Man, played by David Malkian. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Ratcatcher, played by Daniela Melchior. King Shark, voiced by Steve Agee. Peacemaker, played by John Cena. He finally got a soul.
I'm sorry.
The Thinker, played by Peter Capaldi. Blackguard, played by Pete Davidson.
Hold on, pause, go back. Pete Capaldi.
The Thinker? Oh, the other one?
The 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, is playing the Thinker, the Flash villain.
Mm.
Oh,
that's the dopest news I've heard all day.
He's in there.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all not Kubians.
I'm not a comic person, but I need to watch. If he's been on the Flash TV show, I need to watch it.
He was on season 5.
Wait a minute, is it the guy that was in the chair?
Yeah, that's the Thinker, but I'm not freaking out about the character. I'm freaking out about the actor. Because Peter Capaldi Peter Capaldi is my third favorite Doctor after Christopher Eccleston and Matt Smith.
Oh, Doctor Who. Okay, I haven't seen Doctor Who, so I haven't watched it yet. I need to. I heard it's great. I need to.
I heard nothing but good things, but
we got TDK, played by Nathan Fillion. That's my man right there. Weasel, played by Sean Gunn. Mongal, played by Mei Ling Ning. That's the whole character list. So and what's her face, Harley, played by what's her
Oh,
face?
Well, we know that. We know
Margot
that.
Robbie.
And
I don't care about
she
Margot Robbie.
she's looking a little more comic book accurate in this movie.
I didn't care for her in the first one. I just felt it was overkill. So hopefully they won't make it Harley centric in this one. I really didn't like how Harley
With
centric.
all these people, they better not like.
Yeah, like I really didn't like how Harley centric it became. I just didn't like that. So hopefully they won't do that in this one. So I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
I blame David Ayer for that because
there goes that. Okay, so Kyle, you're next. You got 5 minutes. Let's get your opinion on DC.
Okay, so the Batman teaser looks good. He beat a man like within the inch of his life. Hit him.
He beat a henchman. I don't understand.
He hit this man 11 times and broke his arm. Like it's
they got goon health insurance. It's fine.
This man, okay, it's just like wow. But I mean, look, the teaser looks good. I'm still on the fence whether or not I'm going to see the movie because, like I said, I'm on Batman hiatus indefinitely for the time being. So
is it because of death metal?
It's just because of that. Just all I've seen just coming out of DC is just Batman. So it's just.
Batman's a little.
For anybody listening,
between him and his villains and anti-heroes who primarily come to bat, it's like
For anybody who's watching this, I mean, there's been Batman movies since the 90s. Like when Michael Keaton played
1989.
Batman. Oh, 89. Oh my God. I was
not to mention the animated series.
But yeah, it's been Batman and then obviously Superman even before that. But I get it. Go ahead, Father.
It's like I just feel like with this, it just would have been nice if we would have got like a Man of Steel sequel announced, but we didn't. So, but you know, more Batman.
Hopefully it's in the works.
Suicide Squad, well, it's more like a BTS thing that they showed. So it's like, you know, it looks promising. It looks very promising. Looks like it has a lot going for it. You know, James Gunn has proven to be a really competent writer and director. So, you know, can't go anywhere but up as far as that goes. Wonder Woman looks fun. She looked like she about to be doing like the most stuff like ever. So it's like compared to what we've seen her do so far, like she's probably gonna up the ante like so much. And it's just like from the trailers alone, the girl is busted. That's all I'm saying. Like she out here. She out here doing the most.
Yeah.
So besides that, some other stuff that happened, you know, they briefly revealed like what the new Flash is gonna look like. Looks like it might be pretty dope looking. Doesn't look like it's a bunch of pieces put together.
Like an Iron Man suit.
Right. What else? Oh yeah, Snyder Cut. Yeah. I don't really care. I don't really care for the hype going into it. I'll check it out once it comes around and use my free trial on HBO Max and look at it. It's basically going to be 4 hours long. It's like I expect it to be different, but I really feel like it could potentially just be a longer version of the same movie, just with like a, you know, kind of like a George Lucas late 90s rehash of Star Wars. Like you added like all the unnecessary stuff, like, you know, whatever the late 90s that everybody hates. So you know, it's just one of those things. Like if folks enjoy it, more power to them. I ain't gonna knock you for enjoying it, but it's not getting me to subscribe to HBO Max. That's not the selling point for me. So all I can hope is that going forward, a lot of stuff looks good. I know there's still I know there was Titan season 3 stuff they were saying, and that season looked like it's going to be more convoluted than the previous season, because I heard they said that Red Hood is supposed to pop up, and I'm thinking like, shouldn't Jason be a little bit older than that? So
Really?
What you're saying
That's
is,
what I heard. That's what I heard.
so what you're saying is,
And
we can look at all-
Batgirl's supposed to pop up too with her.
I
So
don't care about Batgirl.
Which
but I
Batgirl?
care
My
about-
my girl
Babs.
Cassandra Cain, or
no, Babs.
no, I like Babs. It's just I got excited because I thought
So-
Cassandra Cain would be
So I don't know what they doing in this season. So that goes.
And
that,
Batgirl or Batwoman is played by the black girl, right? Because the white girl quit.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. How they're gonna play that story out, I have no idea, because the whole thing with her leaving is, I don't know. Like that's why I'm really starting to think that there was a big mistake casting her in the lead role in the first place. Because what it came down to apparently is that she got hurt doing something, and she feels like they didn't give her a lot of time to rest up or whatever. But you know, I'm sure with something that demands physicality, I mean, it's like you're the show, you're the person the show is based around. So it's
so you kind of have to get up, get moving. Like you can't stay down for
whatever
too
the
long.
case may be, whatever. It's just like now they had to create a whole new character for the role, which would be interesting. So you know, we have to wait to see that. And other than that, I caught up on Lucifer, which is out on Netflix, which is I guess what they constitute a season of 8 episodes. So, but yeah, that's all the DC fandom you get out of me today. So
all right, and we on to Cassio. Let's get your 5, your ending 5.
Okay. So let me redact a previous statement I made. The character in Batman actually was really like reading it. The character in Batman is Pete Savage, which is actually just Matt Reeves's nod to the character Vandal Savage, which could be a relation to him. That's my bad. It's not the same person. You know what I'm saying? But but it's definitely like either there's a relation there, or it's just a nod, or like to pay homage to the character Vandal Savage. But it's not actually Vandal Savage, so that's my mistake.
Correction.
I was speed reading, and it happens sometimes, you know.
Okay.
But okay. So boom. Start with the Batman. So I'm gonna put it out there. The film looks like it may actually be pretty damn good. You know. I'm not a fan of Robert Pattinson's portrayal of the character. That's just me. I'm more. I lean heavily on Ben Affleck. You know what I'm saying, and for his portrayal of Batman, because it's like when I see Ben Affleck play the character, I see Batman. I don't see Ben Affleck in a mask. I see Batman. You know what I mean? And that's all I've ever asked. You know what I'm saying, was to just see Batman on screen. And for whatever reason, whatever Ben Affleck did, he seems to embody that character for me. So I'm just gonna like stamp on that. But I'm still interested to see it. I believe that the gang we saw, I believe that was sheesh, I can't remember their name. It's not a Joker gang, but it's another gang. Whatever. But I'm interested to see these characters. You know what I mean? I'm interested to see these characters spouting on screen, because we've seen Riddler twice in 2 different renditions. You know what I'm saying? In Joel Schumacher's film, and then again, you know what I mean, in a Christopher Nolan's films. But
no, he wasn't. He wasn't in the Dark Knight trilogy. The Riddler was not in the Dark Knight.
Oh, I'm thinking of Scarecrow. My bad.
Wait a minute.
I'm thinking of Scarecrow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we only saw him in I'm
like, wait, what? No, I'm thinking of the Scarecrow. That's my fault.
Correction.
I thought I got those things mixed up. Look, I'm getting stuff mixed up right now. Look, it's quarantine. You know what I'm talking about? Things happening. Like, but at any rate, it's really good to just see these like characters like redone. It's just good to see like new villains. You know what I'm saying? You get sick of seeing the old villains. As much as we love Heath Ledger's, you know, Joker, it's like we've seen Joker way too much. We need to see other villains. We have to see other villains, especially if y'all going to keep redoing Batman films. Give us new villains.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Like we've only seen Mr. Freeze once. Like we've only seen him once. You know what I mean? Arnold's version. He could use a remake.
Everybody
use a zombie.
Everybody chill. Like we could use
this man said, let's kick some ice. I'm like, yo, I'm done. I am done with the puns. I can't do it anymore. Jesus Christ. I'm really excited to see another Wonder Woman film. Even though I mean, I gotta agree with Fallen Marvel in a way. Like, she seems like she's doing way too much in this film. Like, she's swinging off of lightning, for God's sakes. Like, I'm not trying to hate or nothing like that. It's just kind of like some of these. I don't know. It just seems really over the top in a way. Just, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Snyder Cut. I'm excited for the Snyder Cut. I'm excited for the Snyder Cut because Justice League just had so much potential of being such a grandiose film, and it just like fell to the wayside. And this, for me, I'm disappointed. I'm completely disappointed in Justice League, and I left out of that like theater just being like, this is what we waited for all this time? Are you serious? Like, this, there has to be more. There's so much. Justice League that we got was an unfinished film. It was pretty like obvious that there was just like a million things missing out of that film, and it just really upset me in a way. It's like, what did we miss out on? Like, what did, like, us, the fans who have kept this genre alive, who've kept this entire like universe alive by buying the comics, by watching the TV show, by buying the toys and stuff for all these decades and things, and it's like we finally are like given, this is it, this is the film, Justice League, let's get it, baby. And then we get that old, that old wop that we got, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, with the Justice League. So with me, I'm like, listen, I believe Snyder is a reputable filmmaker, and the fact that his daughter passed away during filming, I'm not sure that Warner Brothers properly, gave him time to grieve without, you know what I'm saying, with still respecting his art. So like as a filmmaker, it's like, I think Zack Snyder deserved to have that second chance to actually get his vision out there. And that's the thing with me about Justice League. I'm excited to see Zack Snyder's vision. I want to see his cut of the film. No Joss Whedon, interference, like whatever. I want to see Zack Snyder's vision for the film from start to finish, because the film didn't seem congruent. It didn't seem like it was like cohesive. It just was kind of all over the place. And it's like, I just want better for Zack Snyder's reputation, as well as the Justice League as a film. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very much excited for the Snyder Cut. When they first put it out, hashtag Snyder Cut, I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, that's some old BS. That ain't gonna happen.
I still didn't. Like, I just think AT&T gave him the money to just finish what hadn't been shot yet. So
hey,
it can't be worse. I mean, you want to look at it that way. It can't be worse than what came out.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, it's just hey, but I mean, the question is like, is it just going to be just him being able to do this, or is anything going to come from it, or is it going to be just one and done, and then?
I mean, that's a good question. Is there going to be? I would hope that there would be another. I feel like there needs to be another Justice League film, and I think not trying to keep up with Marvel or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with Marvel. It's the fact that, kind of going off of what you said, Jerry, like, they need a chance to like do it and make it the greatness that it was supposed to be. Now, I don't know who the big bad is going to be. You know what I'm saying? We still ain't get. I still feel like it should be a Manhunter. Sorry, Starboard, but I just Martian Man. And we have not seen the Green Lantern Corps.
There you go, like Green Lantern.
And we haven't.
John Stewart
was more. Yeah, the Justice League was more than just Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Yes, they were the big three, but the League is 7. Where the fuck is the 7? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the 7?
But,
and then I think it's supposed to be Hot Girl or Hot Man or somebody caps out the 7.
Nah, I don't know. Like, the thing is, I don't know if I want the Hawks there. But
no. I'm just saying, I feel like there
should be like a starting 7, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like I feel like there needs to be another Justice League movie to make up for what happened with this one. You know what I'm saying? And whether we don't get like another, I guess a third one, I guess, if you will, that's neither here or there. But I do think the Justice League movie deserves another one, the right way.
Yeah. And this, like, right now, this is the closest thing we're going to get to that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Is the Snyder cut. So it's like having something. And the thing is that like this movie took $500 million to produce. Like this is like the
And it
highest.
did not make that round one.
It made
did
like
not make
what
that.
650? It made
Did it
something
make
like
Didn't
that.
$650?
make- No.
Yeah, I think it made like $650 million.
See,
They
look,
spent
this is
Oh, I
500
how
thought
million.
it
low.
made less. I thought it made less than that. Oh,
This
No,
is
no,
how low.
yeah.
This is
That's still
basically
low, I
how
guess.
low the movie made. Like the movie didn't even outgross Doctor Strange. It did not out. It's
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
Proof is
like
in
in
the
order
pudding.
to right in order to be considered like a Hollywood like success, it has to triple its budget. So in order for it to be,
Yeah.
it had to have made like $1.5 billion
okay.
in order for it to be considered like a
BVS was
success.
supposed
You
to
know,
make that,
Yeah, BBS was supposed to make that too. It was just,
but
you know.
I
It was
mean,
so
but
bad.
the Flash is supposed to be a Flashpoint movie, so they'll have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
fixed
okay.
And
Let me do my
yeah, and
5 minutes.
honestly, well, okay, sorry.
5 minutes. Okay, listen. We did not talk about the Flash movie. All y'all know because I've been saying it on this podcast. The last one. I'm gonna look dead into the camera because I'm fix my glasses because I'm serious about this shit right here. I do not want Ezra Miller as a Flash. I really need somebody to bring up some old charges, find a sex tape or something that he did when he was like 22 or something, expose him and get him the fuck out of here. I hate him as the Flash. I can't stand him as the Flash. I saw the redesign for the his outfit, and I will agree with you, Fallen Marvel, that it looks way better than what the fuck we got in that movie. Where I'm sorry, I just felt like everybody was on an Iron Man kick. You know, like when the Power Rangers movie came out, their outfits looked like Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Like it, and then when his came out, I was like, is that metal? Like, what am I looking at? Like, I don't need it to look like the TV show, but I just didn't expect it to be so robotic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I didn't like that at all. So I'm disappointed that he's in the movie. Like I thought we dropped his ass, and here he is doing the interview on DC Fandome. I was like, he's back. So people, if you out there, listeners, drudge up something on this man and get him out of here. Okay, we don't need him. We need somebody else as the Flash. I'm geeked about Wonder Woman. She might be doing a lot in this movie, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I need her to bang out. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Listen, if when we did the Nolan trilogy, Batman got his back broke by Bane. Okay, who wilded out? Okay, Bane assassinating people in mid fucking air. Okay, and all that other shit, and then dropping down. The man practically laid on his feet. He blew up a football stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Bane,
I can have Wonder Woman swinging from lightning. Okay, so I'm gonna need everybody out there who's hating it. I'm gonna need y'all to let Wonder Woman bang out, because who knows if after the third film, whenever the third film happens, who knows if she'll get another solo. And if we don't do some kind of an interconnected universe, you may not see her that much. You know what I'm saying? And so I need for Gal to get as much fucking shot. And I need her, okay, eventually I need her to fly. Hopefully we fucking getting there, okay? Because I love the lasso, but I'm kind of tired of swinging from, I need her to go ahead and get that flight up in there. And
since she wasn't able to fly in BVS, it'll probably not happen till her next movie.
See, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. I need her to get her flight on in the third movie.
Didn't she fly though?
No, she didn't.
At the end,
she jumped like the Hulk.
At the end, didn't she?
Okay. She didn't fly. She just jumped.
She lassoed herself
into
the air and did something else. I don't know.
At the very end of the movie,
I was hoping we would get a Nubia, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'd be surprised if we get that anytime.
Yeah, I doubt it's gonna happen because, in all honesty, Nubia should have. If Nubia was gonna happen, and this is from me to anybody who's out there and with Black woman and expecting a Nubia, if Nubia was gonna happen, they should have did some kind of a sneak peek or introduction after the first movie. You know what I'm saying? To like show her in the background watching Diana, whatever, and then we see her in the third movie. I doubt that that's going to happen. So to anybody who was looking forward to a Nubia, I feel your pain. I don't think it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We just going to have to deal with Starfire and Black Batwoman. And that'll unfortunately, I just don't see Nubia, making an appearance in this trilogy, and it's sad. Maybe in another movie, if they do something and she teams up with somebody, I don't know. Maybe she'll make an appearance in Flashpoint. She's not a part of Flashpoint, I know, but we don't know what the director's doing. But I just don't see it. I feel bad about DC letting go of all the comic writers, and things like that. I really do hope that those writers and illustrators and editors and all that end up maybe going to another comic that's staying in production, or maybe AT&T will surprise us all and say, hey, this is what we were going to do with the comics. We're doing this, but I feel bad about all of that, because, it's still kind of terrible out here for jobs. And I mean, the jobs they had are kind of legacy jobs. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the comic world, but I don't know what the demand is for new writers, illustrators, editors in that kind of a realm. So I feel bad, about all of that. And we talked about, and I honestly, since I don't really know too much about it, I'm looking forward to the Black Adam movie. I know The Rock has been trying to get this shit made for like 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that it's hopefully coming to fruition, we don't know if it's going to be next year or not. But I'm kind of excited because it's somebody different. Like, we all talked about this and we all know this, and I'll try to end this really fast. But DC has a plethora of characters. It's not just Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying? It's not, like you said, it's not just Luthor. It's not just, all these and the same characters we keep getting. They have a lot. And
that's one of the big complaints I have for all the Superman movies. They keep just going Lex and Zod.
Lex and Zod. Yeah,
he has so many villains. I mean, can we get Parasite? Can we get Metallo? Kryptonite Man? Mongol?
Brainiac.
We haven't even gotten Brainiac and stuff on the show on this shit.
Why haven't we gotten
If anybody saw Krypton on Sci-Fi, which fuck those people because they canceled it. But Brainiac was on, and the other time we saw Brainiac was on Smallville.
Yeah.
If anybody remembers Smallville, Brainiac was on Smallville. Okay, but I mean, so
I think having Black Adam, didn't he?
Huh?
He popped up in the Krypton show, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was on Krypton and Smallville. That's the only 2 times we saw Brainiac. And so
we have never seen Mongol in live action.
We haven't. No, we haven't.
What about Lobo? Wasn't on the Rock?
Huh?
No, Lobo.
I was looking forward to Black Adam. That was my final thing. So yeah. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize. I just had to get that rant out of my soul.
Oh, you listen. We all have the same rant. It's kind of going towards Kyle's point about, like, we don't need Bruce brooding over his parents' death again. We get it. His parents died. They got shot.
Yeah. We get it. We get it. Yeah, exactly.
We all know this shit. It's time. Bruce had more going on. Yes, he did brood, but after a while, Bruce moved on. I need us to.
That's how I feel. I get it. Like, hold on. I get the feel of Lex Luthor. He is the man trying to fight he is an evil man trying to fight a good god. He is selfishness versus selflessness. I get that. I get Zod. I get, he's a dark reflection of what Clark could have been. Okay, I get that. Superman has 23 other villains, people.
He does.
Can
we get one of them?
He does. So I mean, it's the same thing. So I'm looking forward to Black Adam because I do think I would love to see a Dr. Fate movie. I know we'll probably never get one, but I like Dr. Fate. You know what I'm saying? I would love, even if he doesn't get a movie, an appearance in the dude like pops up and like, hey, look, there's some shit's going down and you really important. I need you to come with me because we got something come with me. Come with me. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's how I feel.
I mean, like they have the ability to do stuff like that, and I don't know if they're going to maybe Black Adam kind of lead.
Hey, we didn't even think about this. They did announce that the Static movie's in production.
That's right.
Did they?
Yeah. Yep.
They did the Static movies in production after 25 years.
Holy shit! Hey, to all the Static fans out there, it's finally in production. Did they say? We don't know who's playing what though, right?
We don't know who's writing, directing, acting. We don't know nothing. They just know it's in pre-production, and they apparently trying to get it off the ground. I know there's supposed to be something else going on with like the Milestone imprint too. So like they're trying to like utilize a lot of those characters again, from what I understand. So
hey, so for everybody, because I do a Black Lightning watch party in Planet. So for everybody, y'all don't have to keep invading my goddamn thread. Like, why couldn't he be Static? Listen, first of all, Black Lightning came before Static. Okay, let's all get that together. Okay, Black Lightning was kind of a mentor for Static. So stop getting mad that Black Lightning.
That's because y'all 90s babies and y'all know your comic history. Because Black Lightning been holding it down since the 70s and Static was showing from 1993.
Google it. Do your research.
Like, I really get tired of people coming on like, man, forget Black Lightning. It should have been Static. Listen, Black Lightning was first. Okay, so stop interrupting my threads every Monday, unless they move it to another night. Stop disrupting my threads with that. You're finally getting your fucking Static movie. Okay, there it is. Well, we don't know when, we don't know who, but
probably won't be for like another 2 years.
Pre-production. Yeah. So here's to hoping that it gets off the ground. Hey, they saw success with, even though it was animation, but there was success with Miles Morales. So I mean, it was very well received. So maybe they can do
the
something
lowest
similar, or it was animation, but it won Emmy.
It won Best Animation.
It won an Oscar too.
So I don't
Oscar
know,
for Best Animation.
I don't know if they're going to go the animation
feature
route like what they did, but clearly the Miles Morales movie showed that obviously young people, Black people, it goes well. You know what I'm saying? So here's to hoping that Static, gets off the ground and actually gets made. So hopefully fans out there, you heard
they're supposed to be actually developing like a comic also, like a newer comic for Static Shock.
Nice. See, so you heard it from these two. So if it don't happen, don't come after me. You go after Cassio, Logic, and Marvel. They right there.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait, I ain't gonna put my head on the chopping block. I didn't realize that was
right there. So you heard it from them. I ain't saying it. All right. So with that, we are obviously out of time, but I enjoy this podcast every time we get together. It's always something with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
The show.
Yeah. So we obviously had so much to talk about. We did not even get through it all.
Every time.
I only have 5 minutes to rant about Ezra.
I'm trying to deflect the responsibility off of somebody, brother. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I only have 5 minutes to rant about Ezra, and I need like 35 minutes. But y'all got the assignment. Y'all with
But even still, just want to say one time real quick, I think it's a good idea, by the way, they're making that they're bringing Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton as Batman in the Flash movie. So thumbs up on that. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Yes, I can't wait.
The two best Batman.
Michael Keaton is old man Bruce. He's gonna if he's old man Bruce, he's gonna be a dope old man Bruce.
Yeah.
So here's to open with that. So
the two best live actions.
Marvel. It obviously, if the Flashpoint movie happens, you'll get to see Diana even be more savage, more on this thing.
If they go that route, yes.
Because
if they do what they're supposed to do and go that route,
she was scary in the cartoon. So I can only imagine what the movie may do if they let loose. And I was like, Diana.
They ain't gonna probably show. I don't know if they're gonna show her like
decapitation
Shazam family though, but other than that,
but she's a savage, right? Lasso, Vandal,
only if we see her cut off Amber Heard's head.
Lasso, Lightning.
That's if she's involved. Because they're thinking about maybe replacing her after that craziness with Johnny Depp. Again, trigger warning.
Yeah, no.
That craziness with Johnny Depp. She might get replaced as Mira. So we might be looking at a new
Mira. I actually heard that there was some talk that I believe they said that somebody might be in the running to replace her. I forget the Emily Blunt. I heard
she would be a good replacement. So just last minute, in all honesty, if that situation was reversed, we would be like going after Johnny's head. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that
they did.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that Johnny proved that it was her, I absolutely believe that she should be kicked from the project. She should not be starring in this movie.
Oh no,
she should not be given that. She needs to not be a part of this. Since she was the one that's been abusing him.
I thought she had been kicked from future.
It wasn't official. I don't think I've heard an official.
It's not official. I think
kicked.
that I think they're waiting to see what the results of this case is going to be first. It seems like, but they've been real tight-lipped about it.
But if they're recruiting, I think they're probably preparing that.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, she needs to be kicked from the project. Like, she just should. But that's a trigger warning on that part too. So for anybody listening. So all right, y'all. Well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. And you know what I'm saying? I want to thank my usual suspects, Toku, Terry, the fallen Marvel, who needs to give Diana her shine, and Cassio, who I always say, I said it. Because you a hater, like you was a hater, like you are a.
I wasn't saying that out of hate. I was saying that she was busted. That's all.
She needs to bang out. Okay, that's.
I'm for that. I'm off. Didn't I just tell you earlier that my favorite strong women is she?
Yeah, but then you was complaining about how much she was doing.
I didn't. Let's get this record straight. I was not saying that in a negative connotation. I was saying that because it's like she was doing the most. I'm saying it's like, okay, she gonna do the most. By all means, let her. Like,
Okay.
Not being negative about it the entire time.
That was actually me. I'm gonna go and take that. That was me.
Who needs to let her live? Stop hating.
Oh, she's swinging off lightning bolts and stuff.
Listen. Okay, Superman. In one of the Superman movies, Superman Lois had a baby, and she had it by natural birth.
Okay, we ain't gonna discuss that because
in the comics they had a kid.
In no way, shape, form, or fashion did I support that. Did I support the notion?
Listen, there's a lot
that
of
Superman is supposed to
movies that I can say I'm gonna need for men. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna need you to let Diana bang out.
You right. Okay,
that's a whole other podcast. We're gonna have to have a man versus women comic book movie podcast like this.
Yep.
And we should have our Twilight podcast. We ain't had our Twilight podcast.
I would literally rather die.
Talk about Twilight? You said a Twilight podcast?
I will. What? Huh? I sit here and I will drink bleach instead of doing that.
No.
Don't get me on that podcast, boy. I'm gonna fire that movie up, baby. I'm gonna say that whole. Don't get me on that podcast, baby. It's gonna be over with. Don't get me on that podcast. I'm just let you know, Twilight. I'm gonna rip that thing to shreds. Got this dude glistening in the doggone light. You a vampire and you gleaming and glistening with the rainbow colors.
I'm gonna mute all of y'all. I'm gonna trick y'all and I'm gonna mute all of y'all and I'm gonna talk about Twilight.
Are you going? Okay, I understand. But are you going to talk about how poorly written it is and how it sets up a? Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna critique it. We need to have a movie critique day where we all pick a movie that we just need to fucking vent about and just. Put it out. Right. Put it out.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my expertise, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I do.
We can mystery science theater that bitch.
That's what I do.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Well,
I'm gonna tear that movie to shreds, boy.
All right, I have to go. Again.
So go ahead and sign off because it's getting late and we all got to get back to our regular routine. So I appreciate y'all. To everybody listening, we appreciate you, and we will catch you next time on the Planet Podcast.
Stay safe, stay awesome.
Sign up. Y'all take it easy.